Hello, youth practice friends. This is Kikan. Since we can't have you come into youth practice right now, I thought we'd try bringing a little youth practice to you. We'll try doing some short videos. Each one will be maybe a story or a short Dharma teaching or maybe even a song. I'll try to get some of the other youth practice teachers to host these also. Parents, you might enjoy these too, so maybe you'd like to try watching them together. We'll try to make these somewhat interesting for a broad range of ages. We don't have much or indeed any practice making this kind of video, and I don't even have the right equipment for it yet, but I thought it would be good to just start doing something and refine things as we go along. So today I have a story for you. This is a story that we were going to do last year, but honestly at the time I couldn't quite figure out what to do with this story. Honestly, it's a little odd, but it's kind of fun and it may have sort of a strange new relevance now that a lot of us are staying at home to slow down the coronavirus spread. So let's give it a whirl and we'll have a little bit of discussion about it afterwards. This is The Value of Friends, and in the description of the video I'll put a link to where you can purchase this book to support the author and publisher, and so you can have a copy for yourself. If you have comments, you can leave them on the video or email me at kikan@cloudsandwater.org. The Value of Friends, a Jataka Tale, illustrated by Eric Meller, Dharma Publishing. Once upon a time, in the far-off land of India, there was a lake in a forest, not far from a village. On the northern shore of the lake lived a lion, king of the beasts. On the east, an osprey, king of the birds. On the south, a male hawk, and on the west, a female hawk. In the middle, on a small island, lived a tortoise. One day, the male hawk asked the female hawk to be his wife. She thought for a moment and asked, "Do you have any friends?" "No, dearest," he answered, "I don't." "Friends are important," she said. "I will marry you and be your wife, but first you must find some friends. In a difficult time, we may need friends who can help us." The male hawk wondered, "Who shall we make friends with?" His bride-to-be answered quickly, "Why, with the osprey who lives on the eastern shore, with the lion who lives on the north, and with the tortoise who lives on the island in the middle of the lake." The hawks went to visit the lion, the osprey, and the tortoise, and they all became firm friends. The couple built a home in a tall kadamba tree on one of the many islands in the lake. Among its branches, they made a nest, and in no time, the wife laid 2 eggs. Soon, 2 baby hawks cracked open their shells and spread their wings. One day, some villagers came to the forest hunting for food, but found nothing. Not wishing to return empty-handed, they took a boat out into the lake, hoping at least to catch a fish. They came to the island where the hawk family lived and lay down under the kadamba tree to rest. To drive away the swarms of mosquitoes that tormented them, they built a fire that made clouds of smoke. Billows of smoke rose up through the branches, making the young birds cough and cry. One of the men said, "I hear baby birds up there. Quick, we will smoke them out and eat them for dinner." They piled more wood on the fire until the smoke became very thick. Frightened, the mother hawk cried out, "Go tell the osprey that our young ones are in danger." The father hawk flew as fast as he could to the osprey, who was just settling down for the night. "What is your need, my friend?" he asked. "O king of the birds," said the hawk, "to our island some hunters came, hoping to fill their bags with gain. They built a fire right under our tree to catch our babies who cannot flee. Dear friend, please come immediately." "Fear not," said the osprey, "I will come. Go ahead and tell your wife. For those who are true and wise, friends always respond to their cries. For your sake, I will perform this deed. Friends help each other in times of need. When the osprey arrived, the hunters were just climbing up the kadamba tree. Seeing this, the osprey drove into the lake, drenching his feathers, flew out and sprinkled water from his wings and beak over the flames. The fire sputtered and went out. The men, annoyed, climbed down, built another fire, and climbed up again. Once again, the osprey dove into the lake and showered the fire with water to put it out. See, there they are in the tree. Over and over, the men rebuilt their fire, and each time the osprey put it out. When the mother hawk saw that the osprey was tiring, she told her husband, "Dearest, ask the tortoise to come quickly, so our friend the osprey can rest." The father hawk flew off and found the tortoise asleep. "Goodness, friend, what is the matter?" she asked. "Please, dear tortoise, our babies are in terrible danger. Perhaps I have been selfish in the past, but I'm afraid that my children won't last. Are you willing to come with me to help our little ones get free?" The tortoise answered, "Father Hawk, my best efforts I will lend. I would do anything for an honorable friend. For you I will perform this deed. Friends always help in times of need." Swimming to the bottom of the lake, the tortoise swept up all the mud she could carry. She climbed onto the shore of the island, pushing the mud forward until it smothered the fire. Then she pulled her head and feet into her shell and lay very still. One of the hunters saw her and cried with delight, "Why work so hard to catch a few small birds? Let us roll over this large tortoise and have her for dinner instead." They cut down vines to make ropes and tied them around the shell of the tortoise, but tug as they may, they could not roll her over. Meanwhile, the tortoise began to move toward the water, dragging the men behind her. Then she slipped into deep water and swam away quickly. Determined to catch the tortoise, the men held onto the ropes and were pulled into the lake after her. See, there they go. Finally, they let go and swam back to the island, coughing up the water they had swallowed. "What is happening?" They looked at each other, bewildered. "First an osprey keeps putting out our fire, and now a tortoise drags us into the water and tries to drown us, and we still haven't eaten a thing. Let's light another fire and catch those birds. A few scrawny birds are better than no food at all." The mother hawk overheard them and told her mate, "Sooner or later these men will harm our family. Go and find our friend the lion." Once again the father hawk flew off, this time to awake the lion. "The sun has not yet even risen," he growled. The hawk said, "You are the Lion King, and I am here to beg for my family, trembling with fear. Our little ones are in danger, good friend. Your strength and skill we hope you can lend." The Lion King stretched and roared, "Rawr! I will do what you ask, my friend. Let us go and put your fear to an end." When they saw the lion swimming toward the island, the hunters were almost frightened to death. "The osprey put out the fire. The tortoise nearly drowned us. But now we are surely done for. This lion will completely destroy us." They turned around and ran. By the time the lion reached the tree, all the men had disappeared. Then the osprey, the tortoise, and the lion joined the family of hawks to celebrate their victory. The lion spoke, "Always respect the bonds of friendship. Be sure to make good friends you can trust and respond to their needs with a generous, loving heart." Then each of the friends returned to their home. The mother hawk, looking at her little ones, said, "Through the gift of friendship, our children have been saved." To her husband, she sang, "Dearest, see what friendship has meant. Thanks to these good friends you sent, each one of us is safe and sound. What better help could ever be found?" And they remained faithful friends for the rest of their lives. And that's the story. So let's pause for a moment and think about what this story means to us. So what does this story mean to us? Well, first, did you notice how the animals all work together to protect the young birds? Here, let's look at the animals. There we go. There's the turtle too. I think that's how we need to work together now to slow down the spread of the coronavirus. And that's what we're doing by staying home. I know it may not be much fun having to stay home and not go to school or do other fun things. Or maybe it'll be fun for a while and then it might get boring later. But it's really important that we do this right now. This is how we can all work together as friends, like the animals did in the story. In fact, I think it's important to look beyond just our small circle of friends who we know, and also think about all the people out there who we do not know. This may be a good chance to reflect on how important community is to us. We sometimes take a little for granted. Another thing, do you remember how the people panicked when the lion came over? Let's take a look at that. It's actually kind of funny. Well, it's important not to panic. We want to be more like the animals in this story who kind of have their act together than the humans. This current situation will eventually pass. Until then, we just need to do our best to help out, even if that just means staying home and being nice to our parents and each other. We can reflect on what our friends and family mean to us. This is kind of an interesting story because the animals are the heroes this time, but humans can do that too. In Buddhism, we have the three refuges, also known as the triple treasure. These are three precious jewels, which are Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the teaching, the truth, and the community. Community is considered equal in importance to the other two. So here are the main lessons I got from this story. Work together. Don't be selfish. Don't panic. And here's another one. Respect the environment. So what do you think about this story? Is it fun seeing people being chased around by a ferocious tiger? Or is it a lion? I forget. I mean, as long as it's only a drawing. Let me know by sending an email to kikan@cloudsandwater.org or by leaving a comment on this video. And I'll see you next time. Take care.